Welcome to my Pecha Kucha for the geopolitics class. Today I'll talk about the space race and its effects. The term space race is about the competition between the USSR and the USA to reach milestones in space exploration after the end of World War II until the 1990s when the USSR collapsed. How did it start? Sputnik's launch in 1957 shocked the US and instantly transformed space into a geopolitical arena. It wasn't just a satellite, it proved the USSR could deploy rocket technology across continents. From this moment on, space became a symbol of national power. The space race became an extension of the Cold War. Every mission, launch, and astronaut was framed as a demonstration of ideological superiority. Space wasn't neutral, it became the highest ground in a bipolar world. Long before humans were launched into space, rockets were developed. The first real rocket was the V2, the so-called Vergeltungswaffe II, by Wernher von Braun in World War II for the Nazis. So from the start, rockets were seen as a dual-use technology, for military and civilian purposes. This fact is important to acknowledge, seeing that the space race is a duel of power. With every new type of rocket and mission goal, the power projection became more evident. In 1961, the Soviets were again faster and triumphed over the US by putting the first human into space, Yuri Gagarin. This was after Sputnik and Laika the third time the USSR would win an important milestone over the US, but this trend would change soon. After the success of the Soviets, the USA had no choice but victory. In 1961, President Kennedy launched the Apollo program. It would reach its summit in July 1969, when the whole world witnessed Neil Armstrong's small step but giant leap as the first human on the moon. Apollo 11 can be seen as the peak of the space race in its classical form. Especially after the successful moon landing, space innovation grew through deep cooperation between space agencies and departments of defense. The general idea was that whoever owns space also owns the world. A big next step was the development of the American Space Shuttle and the Soviet Buran. Both were reusable orbiters. What were they about? Both concepts were built around the purpose of being able to deliver huge payloads into space. It becomes clear that this also meant being able to transport orbital weapons and spy satellites into space. Both Buran and the Space Shuttle were incredibly similar, yet only the Space Shuttle became successful due to its economic use for civilian purposes. Also, Buran launched for the first time in 1988, only short before the collapse of the USSR. After the collapse of the USSR, space politics shifted. Many countries also started their own space program and collaboration became necessary. It peaked in the form of the ISS, the International Space Station. It is a great example how international collaboration can reach new heights, literally. Shifting to the present, the space race has gained momentum again, but the competitors and the objectives have shifted. China has entered the competition as a new challenger to the United States. China has opened its own Tiangong space station in 2021, and furthermore, their Tianwen-3 mission is scheduled to bring back samples from Mars. The underlying logic hasn't changed though. Compete for prestige, demonstrate technological superiority, and leverage dual-use system. A very good example for this similarity can be seen in the pictures of the crew of Apollo 11, 56 years ago, and a recent picture of a Chinese mission. Close to China, with its closed-off approach on military focus, North Korea blurs the line between rockets and missiles. Each test triggers alarm because nobody knows the true purpose. As a lone wolf, it stands apart from the cooperative space community, and the unpredictability can be destabilizing. We have talked about cooperation, but as we just saw, competition still happens. Especially recent events like the Russian invasion of Ukraine have left deep cracks in the otherwise stable collaboratory relationship. The Russian invasion also brought up another very interesting characteristic of space rivalries. For quite some time now, the Ukrainian army is using Elon Musk's Starlink satellite network for communication matters. This is a great example for another dual use of space infrastructure. Starlink can be used to stream your favorite TED Talk, or it can be used for serious matters like the communication network of an army. This is also a great opportunity to talk about the commercial side of space. Nowadays, companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin look for business opportunities high up. SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft in 2020 was the first US launched mission after the 2011 decommission of the space shuttle. It's clear that space travel is big business today, and it's even bigger risk for those who dare. The so-called Voyager station, designed to host around 280 guests and 112 crew members, is set to become the first commercial space hotel in orbit once completed. Its opening is currently planned for 2027. The station's operation could ignite an entirely new space-based economy, from access flights and cargo deliveries to specialized personnel and support services. And the story does not end there. The recent surge of AI and its capabilities has sparked new approaches for space exploration. Why should we risk human lives if we can send humanoid artificial intelligence to Mars to set things up? AI has the potential to groundbreaking changes and challenges in the way we deal with space. With new approaches, the danger of space exploration could be minimized. Space competition is stronger than ever, and its nature has also changed. Today, not only superpowers like the USA and China fight for superiority, but private companies like SpaceX and billionaire-powered programs like Blue Origin fight for market share. The next big events we can expect are space tourism and hotels like space stations for wealthy risk-takers, a return to the moon with NASA's Artemis mission, and a long-term mission to Mars, a new milestone for the space race. But who gets there first? That's written in the stars. And these would be my sources. Thanks for listening.